Hello, everyone. It's been a while. I haven't been doing any of my regular YouTube videos. Um, I can say there's quite a few reasons for that. Like my last video was last August. Okay, so it's crazy. It's more than 5 months probably. And to be quite honest, it's just been a time of like a lot of stuff has come up to the surface. I would say for many people, especially this as we hit 2022, it's like everything seems to be hitting the fan. um, but I don't know. I actually had recorded videos and I didn't post them, and I just didn't feel aligned. It wasn't feeling right. I also know that part of it was a lot of my energy was going towards something. It was basically a relationship that I had to put a lot of energy into unnecessarily because it wasn't a match. But one thing I did learn is that you're always going to get what you need. So if you ask for your perfect match, you will get it depending on where you are in alignment. Okay. So whatever I got was more to help me become more aware of what I haven't healed. And that is basically what came from that, because it catapulted me into a direction of like major healing, which is what hit in 2022, literally the first day, where I had extreme body aches and pains. And yeah, okay, we can say a lot of people are getting some, you know, I'm not going to even say there's anything really going around at this point. But energetically, I know there were a lot of people not well at the exact same time. Whether or not I interacted with them doesn't matter. There was a purging going on. Okay. So within myself, the purge began, and it was like something that happened in a way where it was meant to wake me up, and that like my needs weren't being met in the connection I had. I wasn't being valued, I wasn't being respected, I wasn't being taken care of the way I would have wanted. And really what it came down to was all those things aren't being met towards myself. So am I taking care of myself? Am I valuing myself? Am I respecting myself? Am I meeting all my own needs? Am I taking care of me really? And it ended up being that somebody had to show up in such an extreme way to show me that. And and the fact is that I basically was trying to force this person to be vulnerable, to open up, to be emotional, to say things, and to be quite honest, I was talking to myself. Okay, so when you are with somebody, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a family member, it doesn't matter. If you are like something about them is bothering you, always remember that there's a mirror there and you need to look inside yourself as well. So, what I discovered is that really it was me not being vulnerable. And the whole time, like up until literally January, like this month, I thought I was being vulnerable. I thought I was open. I thought I had an open heart. I thought I was like, and it turns out that I was just as numb. Okay. And it's like a shocking realization because, it's like you might get the nastiest or most like the worst match ever, but it's like literally what you need at that time. And so don't, beat yourself up if you like stayed with some kind of narcissist or whatever you want to call it, whatever label you want to call it, for like 3 years. Or obviously that's what you needed to do to finally get the lessons. Okay. So for me, 5 months. I was like, okay, I'm good now. Now I get it. Like it took me 5 months. And then I'm like, all right, I got it now. I got the lesson. I'm fully clear. Nails in the coffin. Don't need you anymore. Thank you very much. Love you, bye. But it was it's like now everything's coming to the surface. Well, it was more at the beginning of the month, the first 2 weeks where everything was coming to the surface, a lot of like congestion, but it wasn't going away. And again, I'm not going to say I had a bug because this was literally a sign of mental confusion and not knowing what I wanted and just literally like everything piling up inside me until I became clear within myself. So, what confirmed that vulnerability was something that I had to work on? Well, I went to a horse workshop this past week, this Monday, and basically my goal was to explore the resistance to joy and freedom. And the horse that I worked with, who chose me, I didn't choose it, it chose me. The instructor basically, brought out this horse because it was the only one willing to move. And this horse is known to be stoic. But it's funny because it's the one that burps and farts a lot. So it like releases for you, which is interesting. But this particular horse is usually stoic. And I explained to it, I said to it, okay, this is what I want to work on. These are my blocks. And it was like a few things happened that were interesting. It started prancing around like a little kid, like a little Peter Pan, like jumping and prancing, and it rolled onto its back 3 different times. It rolled over. The person who was instructing and has this horse for 3 years has said, this has never happened before. This horse has never done this, ever. So this horse was kind enough and willing enough and just so giving that it wanted to actually almost yell the message to me. Just be joyful, just play, just be free. And when and the people around were saying, okay, go run with it, go run with it. And I was kind of like, hey, come with me, run with me. I don't want to run by myself. And the horse wouldn't move. And the message was, do it yourself. You don't need anybody to be joyful with. You have the joy within yourself. Go and run. I was like, oh my God. And then, the rolling was its message, be vulnerable, just be vulnerable. And I'm like, I thought I was, but I guess not. Okay. So that was interesting. It was a really clear message. And then the other part was, so I was asked, okay, so what's preventing you from really feeling that joy inside you? And I said, I don't really know. So I started to just work energetically on myself, and I saw some layers shedding, some black stuff leaving. And then I felt this joy inside. As soon as that happened, this horse, so there was there was a little setup, and there was 2 little goalposts for the goal of finally exploring this resistance. I didn't guide the horse. The horse literally just turned around and walked right through the goalposts as soon as I did that, within like 30 seconds. And I was like, huh, okay. The wisdom and the intuition of these horses is not even like, it's not a joke. All animals have it, but there's some level of these majestic beings that they just know what to do, and then they drop it and they're done. They showed you, you got your lesson. Okay, we're good now. Wow. So I stood there in shock. I'm like, oh my God. So then I went back in, and what was interesting was I was left with this. I know it's there, but somehow I'm numb. I'm numb to it. So then there's another layer of fear there to work through. Like, what's the numbness about? So what's interesting is like this entire 5 months with this person, I've been basically saying, why are you so numb? Why are you so numb? Stop being so numb. I was yelling at me, that person always felt attacked. But really, it was just me attacking myself and saying, wake up, just wake up, man. And you, like every person that comes into your life is going to make some kind of an impact, whether it's big or small. Okay. So this was what I needed. Wasn't what I wanted, but it's definitely what I needed. I needed, I needed a mirror that just, like at first, it didn't seem like a mirror at all. I was just like, why am I in this? Like, this is so not what I deserve. But it's because I wasn't giving myself what I deserve. So you only get what you give out, right? Like it's just literally a plain example of that. Like it's so clear. The law of attraction, the vibrations, it's all real. Like you don't need to read a book to understand that what you give out, you are going to, like, it's going to come at you until you understand how to rise above that and, like heal those parts of you. It's so simple. So I guess I finally felt ready to talk. And it's been, I've been doing my Patreon videos, like those are there. But it's a smaller group, right? This is a lot harder for me because I know there's a bigger audience and I have to, I guess be more careful what I say. However, I'm getting there. I'm getting back to myself. I'm coming back to alignment. And I feel that this was a huge transition and purging is happening all over the place. So things are coming to the surface for everything and everybody. And January was like a slap in the face. Like it was not, hey, we're going into 2022. Yay. No, it was like, pff, 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 wake up. So if you felt that slap in the face to wake up as soon as like 222 came along, yeah, let me know. I'd love to see comments on like what everybody's gone through so far. Have you been sick? Have you had some physical illness? Has stuff been coming out? Because anything that comes out, fevers, colds, this, that, it's all detox. That's what it is. People don't realize that sometimes. It's not what you think it is. It's a detox. Your body is shedding crap, emotional, physical, energetic. It's all coming out. That's what happened to me. I'm fine with it. When I get sick, I'm like, ugh, shit. But then it's not so bad because then I realize, yeah, my body's getting rid of stuff. This is good. Yeah, fine. I'm good with it. Yeah. So anyways, would love to hear some comments. This was a huge aha for me. Very interesting. And yeah, so that's my story for now. I will hopefully be back, not in 5 months, but maybe sooner. I want to be more consistent and be more, part of the thing is like the commitment. Oh, that's another thing. If you're with someone who can't commit to you, it's not that they can't, it's you can't commit to yourself. Like, it's like, holy shit. Like, so that, like, that's huge. That's huge if you come to that realization and rise above it and surpass that vibration and then commit to yourself and love yourself and respect yourself. You will attract someone who does that for you. You can't attract somebody who's going to do that for you if you're not even doing it for yourself. It's just the law of the quantum, I don't know, just the law of the universe. Okay? All right. So thank you for listening, and I will see you soon. Namaste. Bye for now.